Story RH, the podcast that makes a long story short.
Welcome to all.
History is made of stories.
In this episode, we'll be talking about looking at how digital solutions can help human resources departments keep a lid on costs.
HR departments are still sometimes seen as a cost center instead of a source of value to the company. Their ability to keep costs under control is one of the keys to their credibility.
So, how can digital solutions help HR departments keep costs under control? We've all heard the usual selling points, but what does digital really provide? What's the story?
It all comes down to human resources productivity, which can be improved with the help of one of three catalysts: automation, resource pooling, and outsourcing.
We could maybe add offshoring to the list, but that's basically another way of saying outsourcing to countries where wages are lower.
Digitalization is a key ingredient in all three, which makes it a focal point for HR departments interested in boosting their productivity.
Right, the drive to boost HR productivity began in the 80s and 90s, and really spiked in the 2000s. And the efforts are ongoing.
Digital technology has always been the main driver for HR productivity gains. But there's still plenty of room for progress in the business environment. Digital solutions remain central to any efforts to make HR departments more efficient and effective.
Yes, in the first place because technology has continued to evolve. It's now much easier to seamlessly integrate different applications with an acceptable trade-off in terms of cost and quality.
And then there's the potential of artificial intelligence in areas, such as detecting payroll mistakes, which could help administrators boost efficiency, and dealing with huge amounts of data, like using chatbots in the hiring process.
True, and because digital solutions are now widespread, we can realistically expect to lower costs and even internalize some tasks that no longer require specific technical skills.
And we also have a more mature market. There's plenty of experience on the supply side, and HR departments are now in a position to tackle these issues more effectively and efficiently than in the past. They often have teams dedicated to HR information systems.
So, digital solutions obviously have a real capacity to boost the credibility of HR departments, but we still need to keep an eye on some potential pitfalls.
Sometimes, HR departments choose to pass on certain tasks to managers or employees, like keeping track of absences. But, although that can improve HR productivity, it can also mean the company as a whole loses out.
Another potential pitfall is the penchant for personalization among some HR professionals, who like to think their company's HR processes are so different from those used by other companies that they have to adapt each and every solution on the market to their specific requirements. But, by doing that, they also deprive themselves of a more cost-effective alternative.
Right. Before you introduce a new digital solution, you need to take a good look at the process you're planning to digitize. What does it do? Is automation the only source of optimization? Who's responsible? Who will pay for it? Will the organization as a whole really benefit from passing on the cost to other parts of the company?
Right, everything is connected. The way in which different processes intersect and overlap is crucial. We need a complete overview when we're looking for ways to optimize costs.
Then there's the issue of the HRIS architecture and its features, and how all of that squares with the corporate culture, which tends to be overlooked, despite being one of the keys to success.
To recap, effective use of digital solutions is a key catalyst for productivity gains as long as digitalization is guided by a practical approach. That approach should steer clear of ideology and promote a holistic view of processes, all in the best interests of the company as a whole. Is that right?
Exactly right. Way to make a long story short. Story RH, the podcast that makes a long story short.